think she's present. No, she's not present. Anyway,
I'm sorry, there's no voice. Can we start over?
I'll start over again? Okay.
I lost you completely. Could you start over, please?
Okay, for the next constituent matter, Sarah Rose Flores. The request is for termination of Sarah Rose Flores residential lease for tract 14213, block 4, lot 17, Manilao, as she and her late husband held same residential lease type, which is contrary to the act. So what happened was both her and her late husband was issued both same lease, residential lease, which is contrary to the act, which that you can't have two leases as husband and wife. So she chooses to terminate her lease at this time. And then
Sir, I just lost you. Are you saying that in your report, there's mention that Ms. Flores had married another leasing and only one lease can be retained?
yes, they can either be, one will be, they can choose to elect to retain, and the other, or either transfer to the next online, the next, but in this case, because they haven't got a lease for over 7 years or more, they can transfer it, because the law says you have to hold a lease for at least 7 years, then you can transfer your lease.
So,
But this
am I
case, it was
correct
less than 7 years.
in assuming that, as I said earlier, on another note, I was saying to you that since in the report, there was mention that Ms. Flores had married another leasing, correct?
Yet at the time, when they applied for
No,
the
sir,
program.
I'm trying to finish my sentence, I'm so sorry.
You're right.
So if that's the case, only one lease can be retained, which I am assuming will be her husband's, who I believe is in the next discussion,
He's
correct?
number 5.
Yes, correct.
So therefore, I make a motion to terminate Ms. Sarah Rose Flores' residential application. This motion is a result of ensuing, ensuring we are consistent. Just earlier, we terminated an application and a lease because someone is taking over a deceased leasee's lease. So here, Ms. Flores is requesting, right, to terminate her lease, correct?
Yes,
But not to her application, correct?
correct.
It's not because she is unable to comply with the lease terms, it's because she and her husband each have a residential lease, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's my motion.
I'll second.
Since the motion was put on the floor in second, we go for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition, your motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Cameron.
Excuse me, Chairman, who's the second vote?
I did. You're welcome.
Okay, the last one here is Mr. Charlie Matonona Martinez, who is deceased. The matter is transfer a residential lease due to death of the original lessee, Charles Martinez, to the named successor and wife, Sarah Rose Flores Martinez. So going straight forward to a summary. The original lessee, Charlie Matonona Martinez, named Sarah Rose Flores as his successor prior to their marriage. Mr. and Mrs. Martinez received a U.S. Small Business Administration loan for a structure on his lease lot. Mr. Martinez passed away on February 4, 2010. Charlie Matonona Martinez, July 9, 2001 residential lease can be transferred to Ms. Sarah Rose Martinez based on Guam Antitrust Code 75A, subsection 75A 109.
So are you saying then basically, sir, that since Ms. Sarah Flores Martinez has been validated as an eligible beneficiary, correct?
Yes,
And so within the line of succession, I would like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman, to approve Ms. Sarah Flores Martinez as the named successor to Mr. Charlie Mantanona Martinez's residential lease on Lot 15, Block 4, Tract 15213. Of course, this approval does not relieve or exempt Mrs. Martinez from complying with the lease terms and other requirements prior to the execution of a new lease. So also, I do want to make it clear, if there is any type of loan, Mrs. Martinez will be responsible for the indebtedness of that loan. That is my motion.
I'll second the motion.
Motion was made, second by Commissioner Rojas. We go for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there no opposition, the motion carries. Thank you, Mr. CHamoru.
Mr. Chair, we're still gonna continue in the new business.
Yes.
So the next item is Afajan Inc. Mr. Peter Senecles is present today. The matter at hand is that based on the information within the commercial license, we put a hold on collecting payment, I believe in the month of June 2025, because the license was specific in how Mr. Senecles would exercise his option to renew in the license, and it's attached to the report. It states that the license shall expire July 1st, 2025, I believe. But today, and it also states in the license that the license shall not be for more than 21 years. From the day of execution, which is July 2005 to July 1st to 2025 is really only 20 years. And even with discussions with Attorney Miller, the differences in stated start and end dates as well as the maximum duration created ambiguity in interpreting and applying the terms and conditions of the commercial license. According to 75A 122B3 and the maximum period outlined in the commercial license, the CLTC board can consider a 1-year extension for the commercial license expiring July 1st, 2026 without violating any current rules, regulations, or statutes. So in a nutshell, we're asking the board to consider that the 1-year extension and for the license to expire on July 1st, 2026.
Mr. Director, I really believe, Mr. Chairman, that this commercial license is a cause for concern. And by saying so, the ambiguity that it creates as a result of the conflicting language is unacceptable. So with that said, since Mr. Cruz has already consulted with our Deputy Attorney General, Miller, I do want to make a motion to approve the 1-year extension for the lease to expire in 2026 to complete the 21 years. With the condition, of course, that the Afajan must pay in full the arrears and, as Mr. Cruz has mentioned, resolve the encroachment and metallic waste and other debris that the tenants of Afajan has caused on the lot that has been transferred to the Special Olympics by January 15, 2026. That's my motion.
Motion's placed on the floor. Do I have a second?
If you want me to restate my motion, I'll be happy to do that.
If I just may clarify about the encroachment concern. So the Special Olympics was, through law, was given piece of property, which is at the, if you're facing the Afajan lease property to the left. In the past, we had communicated, sent correspondences to Mr. Senecles regarding the home improvement center activity of placing and building within the property line of the property that was given to the Special Olympics. Today, I believe DLM has done their assessment. We are waiting for the information, and as soon as we receive it, we'll communicate it and convey it to Mr. Senecles. But like I mentioned, as of today, there is an encroachment issue. There is a metallic waste issue, and there is other debris within that property that really is not within the lease property of Mr. Senecas.
But are those, all of those extra stuff, is that attributed, is that confirmed attributed to Akfian Inc.? Because
Well,
it's not within his lease property, but you're saying that there
Mr.
is
Chairman,
debris,
if you
so
don't
is it?
mind my just point of order, I make a motion, we can go ahead and make a second, then we can go into discussion.
I believe it's just for clarification. So, Mr. Senecas, Alfajan Inc. is our lessee, which is represented by Mr. Peter Senecas. Mr. Peter Senecas has subleased or through a use agreement other companies. So that home improvement company falls under the lease executed between Alfajan and CLTC. So that's, I believe, in a nutshell, his tenant, and he's our tenant.
Yes,
So-
so, but it's within the property,
The encroachment is to the adjacent property that is currently leased by Mr. Senecas. So this is what it
Thank you for that
is.
clarification, thank you.
Sorry.
yeah.
So this is the Alfajan Inc. lease property. So this is the property that was given to Special Olympics. Although there is a threshold of plus or minus, you could already see that this is probably exceeds the threshold.
So that's my point of clarification. Akfian Inc. is the one encroaching,
Correct.
okay.
So, Mr. Director, am I reading you right on my motion? Am I on target with my motion to address some of those concerns?
Correct, you are.
I would like to restate my motion, please, only because there's been a lot of clarifications. So, and like I said earlier, this commercial lease, is really of great concern for me. It should be for all of us, and that there's a lot of ambiguity. It's ambiguous that it creates, as a result of the conflicting language, which is really unacceptable. So therefore, with that said, Mr. Cruz has consulted, thank you, Mr. Director, for consulting with Deputy Attorney General Miller. And that being said, I restate my motion. I would like to make a motion to approve the 1-year extension for the lease to expire in 2026 to complete that 21 years as so stated. Was that correct, Mr. Cruz?
If that's the motion, if the,
Correct. So with the condition for that, Akfajan must pay all the arrears, and as Mr. Cruz, you so mentioned, resolve the encroachment and metallic waste and other debris that the tenants of Akfajan has caused on the lot. Is that correct?
correct.
And that has been transferred to the Special Olympics by January 15, 2026. Am I correct in making that assumption?
The property was transferred to the Special Olympics through public law.
Okay, so that's my motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, the motion's on the floor, do I get a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
I would like to open for discussion and see what Mr. Senecas has to contribute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, thank you, and commissioners for allowing me to be here. And considering that 1-year extension, because from the very beginning and to present, it was always 21 years. And when I went to make payment for August of this year, they told me through the treasury that I couldn't make payment because my lease is terminated. So, to be honest with you, I'm not aware of that because I always see it's 21 years, and when I was told it's 21 years. So thank you for reconsidering that motion. And as regards the property, that issue had came up previously. The one in the yellow line is under my lease, the yellow. The one outside the yellow is not under my lease. That had brought up, and I wrote a letter to Land Trust that I tried to remove and tell the tenant to remove that, but they said it's not within my property, I'm only leasing it, so whatever the yellow one, I asked maybe the commission to bring in to enforce it, to remove those things, because I tried to remove it, but it's not within my jurisdiction, they say, as well.
But is it your tenant?
My tenants, they said, oh, they're not using it, so they're gonna use it. I told them, it's CHamoru Land Trust gonna get to you. And be honest with you, I don't know what other enforcement I have, other than having maybe EPA, OSHA come and tell them, hey,
So
you're
is your
encroaching.
tenant saying that the Special Olympics, because their property is on the Special Olympics, the Special Olympics should be the one to approach them to ask them to remove it?
I
If
think they can
if
come
they-
in and tell them to remove it,
If they so desire.
because this is property, otherwise, whatever they wanna use it.
Is that
It's up to
property
them.
currently under our purview?
No.
Belongs to
If I may
Special
suggest, then Mr. Senecas, terminate your arrangement with that tenant. I could speak to the initial inspection, because I conducted it myself. We did reach out to Mr. Senecas, we did issue him a letter. We did go there and physically conduct an inspection on several occasions on the home improvement. However, I'm concerned because our contractual obligation is with Mr. Senecas and not his tenant. If this issue should still occur, keep on occurring, we'll conduct our inspection in the manner we're supposed to. We'll continue to cite Mr. Senecas and bring it to the board for their disposition. But as far as CLTC, getting in the middle of our tenant and his tenant's issue, I strongly oppose that. We really don't have any contractual obligation to his tenant. The obligation is between Adfagen and us. But one thing to consider, Mr. Senecas, if your tenant is not complying with your conditions, then just like CLTC, we're gonna propose to the board to terminate it and we move on.
So normally with regard to land issues, if the encroachment is on, let's say parcel B, and the owners of parcel B are not complaining, then really nothing can be done. The complaint must derive from parcel B, the owners of parcel B. So if the Special Olympics is not complaining that they have those extra buildings there, we really don't have jurisdiction to ask the person that erected those buildings to knock it down, because that is not within our purview. We don't have control over those lands. Even if we are aware, we can provide the information to the Special Olympics or the owner of those lands, and they would have to be the one to initiate.
I agree with you, Commissioner Respicio, and for that reason, I really, my motion was really to approve the 1-year extension, but that I did have a disclaimer that I was really concerned, just like you are, and on the ambiguity of what's gonna happen in the future, and you know, what they say, you know, the burning pan is who's got it, who holds the gold rules, right? And so I see where you're coming from, you know, sometimes you buy a piece of land and there's something on it, guess what, it's yours to have now, you know what they say? You know, whoever holds the gold rules, so whatever's on there, it's very ambiguous, it's a cause of concern for all people. But I am like you, if I was looking to have a piece of property somewhere and it have junk cars, it's really my responsibility. If I can't get the other person to remove it, it's my responsibility to remove it.
Director Cruz, what in its entirety is on that property? I mean, it looks like there's a building.
There's buildings, there's junk cars, there's other metallic debris. So even prior to the conveyance to the Special Olympics, this dates back, I wanna say, but even when we were merged with the Department of Land Management, so 2012 to that tune. But nonetheless, we'll follow.
Okay. All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Camera.
We'll send you a letter, we'll prepare a letter and send you a quick extension.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, the next item on the agenda is the proposed bill to recruit an attorney. This proposed bill was individually shared with each commissioner. We took any suggestions or recommendations. It was also reviewed by Attorney Miller. That's why we put it on the agenda for the board to consider. guess it's open for discussions or any comments, or approve as is or disapprove.
Do we have any points of discussion for the hiring of an attorney for CLTC?
My only question is there a process for the hiring of an attorney? I mean, so let's say we can hire an attorney, what is the process? We have to advertise in the paper? Explain that to me just
So,
very quickly.
so since this is an unclassified position,
Mhm.
they would have to meet the qualifications.
Who sets
if-
those qualifications? Who sets the
Is
qualifications?
that according to DOA's?
Yes, we'll
According to
extract from,
DOA, okay.
we'll run it through the
So
DOA
there will
process.
be a request for qualification process, correct?
There'll be an application process.
So we're actually gonna request to hire someone, or we're gonna request to contract someone?
I believe, based on our little financial analysis, hiring would be much more beneficial to us in terms, especially of the daily access. We're at a stage right now where things are very sensitive and
Right.
legal counsel guidance
So
is
this would be an attorney on staff?
correct,
Dedicated to CLTC,
correct,
8 hours a day.
correct.
Okay.
The verbiage and the framework was taken from the public law that was recently passed that allowed Guam EPA to hire their attorney. The
Okay.
only difference, I believe, is that this is an unclassified and, or I believe they're the same, both unclassified. But the idea, framework, and verbiage was taken from the law that was recently passed for Guam, that allowed Guam EPA to hire their own attorney.
So it's passed the litmus test for another agency.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I know that even in these professional capacities, the pay is according to a pay scale. Is there a certain step or
I believe,
that we're gonna ask for?
if I'm not mistaken, up to step 10, I think is the highest allowed by law, but we can research it. Nonetheless, it's still in draft bill form. As we go through the whole legislative process, we can make recommendations as we go along.
Because those things make a difference whether we get a seasoned attorney
Correct.
or, you know,
Yes.
or entry level, right, so.
I think we're on the right road here, Mr. Commissioners and Mr. Chairman. I believe, we do have a gap in what we were already told in advance by the Office of the Attorney General, that, they were already stating that they would, have diminished opportunities to really give its full participation in the process. Guiding us have been so done well, very well over the years. So I think, we have an opportunity here to move forward. Is there a need for a motion for this type of,
I'll make a
discussion?
motion to approve.
I second it.
A motion has been placed before the board and has been seconded. We go in for a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner Restuccio.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, the next item is a proposed bill for unregistered properties within CLTC inventory. Again, the initial draft was shared with the Commissioners, with the Commissioners' comments, concerns, and Commissioner Cameron drafting even further. It was shared with Attorney Miller, and because he has okayed it, gave his thumbs ups, it's today on the agenda for the board to consider and approve and allow us to move forward. Again, it's in draft form, and as it goes through the legislative process, public hearing, all that other great stuff, if the board feels at that time amendments should be considered, that will be our time again to
I think, Mr. Director, this is very timely. only because, we're talking about unregistered properties. And this is the linchpin that has held us in abeyance of not being able to move forward. And I believe there's X amount of properties that, we're trying to move forward, correct, Mr. Director?
Yes, correct, there's
And
about
this specific
76.
bill would allow us to move forward. My goodness, this is gonna be the board that's gonna be moving mountains. I think this is great. I really applaud all your work.
Yes, and thank you too. You put credence into my opening comment.
So I think it's worthwhile to, and again, Deputy Attorney General Miller has looked at it and he is absolutely, excited to see us move forward after how many years of abeyance. I think it's in order for any of us to make a motion to accept this and move forward as a proposed bill.
So does this address at all is this all of them?
So currently within the CLTC inventory, it does not speak to any lands that are in transit of being transferred. What's in our inventory today, the 76 parcels listed, the 223 lessees on these 76 parcels, yes, it is.
So, just going back to, from memory, I remember we had Mr. Billy Cruz here. Does this address his?
Correct.
Okay.
If the bill is approved and enacted to law, it will.
I think congratulations on our advance. I don't believe any senator's gonna hold back on this, especially it being an election year coming up. They're gonna want to make everybody happy.
Yeah, I think moreover, it addresses a decades-old problem, right, so, yeah. And I'll motion to approve.
Do I get a second?
I'll second it.
A motion has been made and second. We go in for a vote unless there's any discussions more. There being no discussions, further discussions, we go for a vote. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Jeremy.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, the next item, item E, commencement of lease award process. As I spoke earlier, today in front of you, there's a listing of 200 applicants who are next in line for the lease award process. As part of and the requirements in the Act and in the GAR, we present to you 200 names for the board to consider and approve the commencement of the lease award process. This will bring us up to December 2nd, 1995 at 12:13 p.m.
So these are in sequential order?
First come, first served, correct?
And these are all vetted?
Not yet. We will go through that process.
Mr. Director, am I correct to believe that based on the report you have given earlier, you're saying that by the end of the year, we will have processed about 180 applications, correct?
That's correct.
So I would like to commend the staff really on their dedication in moving the line and addressing the issues of the past. So here we are today. We are presented with the next 200 applicants, next in line for the lease award. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of the chairman and our illustrious commissioners. We are very honored to make a motion to approve the commencement of the lease award process for the next 200 applicants named on this spreadsheet presented to us today. That's my motion.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second. Do we have any further discussion on the matter? If not, we go for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Thank you, commissioners. And yes, the staff has been doing their due diligence.
On on behalf of the staff and myself, thank you for the acknowledgement.
Thank you guys for your hard work.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, the next item is item F, lot 1054-5-R3-RW Jigo. This request is similar to that of Ms. Torres and Balantac Dedido. What it is that there's private property landowners. Where's that? In the packet, there's an aerial image of the specific area. I don't know if we're all familiar with the Manhita Farms,
The what farm?
Manhita Farms,
No.
or the farm to table Manhita Farms.
Where is this in Dedido?
This is the Starts, or the
Jigo?
former Starts Golf Course.
Okay,
And so, this is the private property landowner here. This easement here has not been severed out or identified or been surveyed. The private property landowner is proposing to sever out this easement. At no cost to CLTC. They just need approval from CLTC to commence that survey. It's similar, it's the same as Ms. Torres and Palantac, NEC, who surveyed out the easement within the government property to get to her private property.
so the easement portion will come out of the CLTC lands?
It's already have been identified through various tabletops or subdivision master planning. They're gonna keep in line with that.
Okay, but that is government property already?
Correct.
Okay, so, the private landowner is not giving up any portion of their property to provide for an easement?
Correct. This already would meet the requirement.
So what exactly are you asking of the commissioners, Mr. Cruz?
The private landowner is requesting permission from CLTC to conduct the survey of this right-of-way easement all the way up to here.
And that would assist that leasing access,
It would,
or
it
or
would,
is it easement?
it would be beneficial for the private landowner, but also beneficial for our constituents. These properties, some of them have not been surveyed yet, neither has the easement. What our constituents are encountering now is that, for example, if this property is going to be surveyed, the survey cost will include the survey of this easement.
Right.
So this would,
So it would benefit a lot of people, not just one.
it'll be a cost benefit for our constituents and
So
the
everything in
private.
the pink is CLTC?
Correct.
So am I understanding correct, the private landowner is asking to
To pay for the survey. of
serve,
this.
okay.
So he'll
yes,
include it in his survey cost?
They will pay for
Yes,
it, correct.
okay.
No expense on CLTC.
It'll be
So I
surveyed
think
out and registered, and
we're getting into
registered.
a motion here, it appears. So it's really between, I'm actually lost in this one, I'm not perfect, so I'm gonna yield to my other colleagues, either Commissioner Rojas or Commissioner.
I'll make a motion to approve it, to approve for the landowner to include in the survey. It'll be a it'll benefit us in the way that we won't have to bear the cost of surveying that. Right? Yeah.
I second the motion.
Motion has been made in second. Are there any further discussions in the matter?
Yes, I do want to make a point that we are granting him, I guess, the access to survey out, but upon the survey, it must be registered, legally registered under DLM, because what we're encountering is people go out there, they do surveys, they don't register. So the survey really is not recognized, for the other parcels, specifically CLTC, when our beneficiaries go out there, it's not even in the books. So whatever surveyed must be registered, and that will fall on the burden of the private landowner.
That'll become a right of way that belongs to the government, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
See, that's why we have these two other commissioners on our board, on our commission. They're smart, they're very smart. I could never come up with those answers.
All right, is there any other concerns on this matter? There being none, let's go in for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Cameron?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna be a little bit out of order here because I had a kind of like pardon the expression, a brain fart earlier. I do say it just like it is, isn't it? So, we made some motions earlier in reference to proposing legislation, and I think the bills just I think in order to do so, it's protocol, and it's also important that we have the full support of the oversight chair. So I would like very much to make sure that this motion that I would like to approve would be that to make sure that whoever is the oversight chair, which is I believe Vice Speaker Ada, be given this bills that we're trying to push forward under his oversight. Let's have him propose the legislation under his, let him be the one to support the legislation, to actually announce it or to give a name to it and a number.
I have no.
That's my motion.
Okay.
If I may, and Commissioner Cameron and Mr. Chair, if you can make your motion more specific to new business items C and D, just so that there's no.
Okay, so my motion is that the oversight chair for the CHamoru Land Trust Commission, which is Vice Speaker Anthony Ada, be the senator to actually propose legislation for a bill to recruit an attorney, as well to propose a bill legislation for unregistered properties amendments, so that we can move forward with our work. That's my motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion on this? There being none, we go in for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition, the motion carries. Thank you, my commissioner.
Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, we're gonna move into old business now. Item A, lot 101-22-15 Dedido, commonly known as the Global Recycling Center. Today president is Mr. Danny Chu and Danny also, Danny Wu. Initially, as a result of the fire that had taken place this year, the chair had sent a letter requesting for a phase 1 environmental study to be conducted within a specific time frame. That has not been completed. Global did come back and request for an extension of 30 days. However, as the acting chair, I do not have that authority, so we presented to the board for consideration to grant the 30-day extension.
I would like to make a motion to grant the 30-day extension, and it's really important because we can't just all of a sudden decide to make any motions or to remove or to do closure to any lease, no matter how it appears. We can't be left with the bag. We need to know before anybody clears land or removes themselves from the property that if there's anything that attaches to their need to make sure that that property is left in good hand and is not left as a liability to the commission, that we give that time for us to review such a report that's needed. That's my motion.
Motion has been made. Can we get a second on the motion, please?
Commissioner Cameron, can I ask you to repeat that motion? Sorry.
Yes, it is kind of convoluted. I must say I had a diarrhea of words there for a while. To make it clear, as Mr. Director has stated, that lease is to expire if not already expired. Can you clarify that, Mr. Director?
There is no existing, there is no lease to expire or the Global Recycling Center is currently utilizing that property to an authorization to occupy. that's open-ended, that has no start or end date or no fee attached to it.
But still, there are, within what's going on right now, you need to have something done in reference to the environmental, study, correct?
Correct.
And we want to make sure that that is done correct.
Correct.
So you're requesting of the commission to speak in ways of authority to make sure that that happens, correct?
Through the granting of the 30-day extension.
Extension, okay.
Okay, so that's my motion.
I'll second the motion.
Motion has been placed on the floor. Any discussion on the matter? If there are no discussions, let's go into a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. There's no opposition to the nomination. The nomination passes. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
Mr. So we'll send you a letter tomorrow informing you of the board's decision and the required deadline to provide the report. It's been approved. As a government agency, we cannot recommend. You may want to consider communicating bond EPA. They should know what companies perform that.
We'll do our best.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do that too.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, the next item under old business B, track 10123 GGO. This track, by two previous boards, has approved this track for the development of an affordable housing subdivision. Turnkey design build. However, because today the board is made up of new members, instead of us just continuing in that direction, we wanted to seek the continued support of the current board to proceed and
I'm
continue.
sorry, Victor, there's a lot of background noise. It's picking up right on my ear, and I'm 50% deaf and I can hear it. Can you please ask the audience to be silent for now?
It's silent now. I'll repeat myself. So the previous board had approved track 10123 GGO for the development of an affordable housing subdivision, turnkey design build. And given that today there's new board members, we are seeking the current board's continued support of the request for proposal for an affordable housing subdivision, turnkey design build. What we did was we also looked, research like the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. They too also issue RFPs for their housing developments. We plan to research further and even reach out to other government agencies if the board will allow us to seek their assistance and continue to pursue a turnkey design build affordable housing subdivision on track 10123 in GGO. Just to provide some context or location, this property is right across the GGO gym, right before the Paradise Meadows Estates.
So, where is that? Has it already been subdivided? How many lots are there?
It has not been subdivided. However, CLTC and TRI, represented I believe by Mr. Mesa, had entered an agreement. So what CLTC did was provide the easement to access Paradise Meadows.
Okay.
And through that agreement, don't quote me on it, but if my memory serves me correct, TRI is supposed to pay for the survey of the lots and also maintain the park for both subdivisions to use. This parcel has also been rezoned from agriculture to R1. There is about potentially 166 lots, residential lots. They have identified and rezoned a 2-acre commercial parcel that would provide whatever amenities or businesses to support the subdivision.
So that's the tabletop plan of what they want the subdivision to look like and parceled out
Okay, yes.
to be subdivided.
Again, this property has gone through the GLUC and has been rezoned what we would have to do, I believe, is go back and get approval for the conceptual plan or the design.
So if we did this, this would be something that would be like put out to RFP and developers would bid to build it?
Yes, correct. And also, just to provide some past history, we also already had issued an RFI, or request for interest. There was some companies that did display their interest through the assistance of the Department of Public Works. We did that already.
So what we have here in our packet is an example of a request for qualification from the Department of Hawaiian Homelands that you will mirror our RFI. Is that what this is? This is an example.
Correct. Yeah, the framework, it should be the same. But we, if the board does allow us to, we may also discuss this with, for example, like GIGA, to see if they can assist us with the request for proposal process. Just so you know, those who take part in the review committee has to be at least complete the module 1 of the procurement requirements. Today, there's only 2 employees, myself and another employee who has completed that module. But given if the RFP is addressed to myself, if I'm still the acting administrative director, I won't be able to participate. I do want to participate in the review and the formulation of the specifications. So that's just for information. Like I said, if the board does allow us, we may reach out to GIDA or Guam Housing to assist us in this process.
So you brought up a few things. Number one, within our own personnel, within our own staffing, there's actually only 2 qualified to review the RFP. So is there a plan in place to have more staff go through the modules so that we're not up against this in the future and specifically for this project? Because what happens if someone may fall ill or,
Yes,
we want to
there
make
is.
sure that we have trained personnel.
There
So
is.
Okay, so when is the next module going to be offered?
We need to verify with GCC. And also, we're in the process of.
I recommend that you submit at least 2 names, minimum of 2 names, so you need to have an additional 2.
But also in the event, more are needed, can we look for people in other agencies that can assist?
Yes, for as long as what we'll do is we will we'll bring it back to the board to recommend the formulation of a committee and name individuals. Definitely people from other agencies can participate for as long as they meet the requirements of completing the procurement module.
I think that it's important to have at least one person from the agency
Oh,
on that
absolutely.
review. So I just don't want to sell ourselves short if we don't have enough qualified people.
Understood. We'll schedule the
So
training.
my second question is, I know that that's just a schematic, that's just a potential subdivision. I see a lot of smaller parcels or, to me it's a waste. I'm not sure why we're not just giving, like in the lower left corner, we have a small sliver. That's, so why are we not just giving that, including that in someone else's property? Because if you parcel something out that small, it really becomes unusable.
That'd be a pond basin.
Or is it a ponding
This is
basin?
the entrance to, I believe, to Song Song Village, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. But we can go back. But again, this is just a tabletop. It doesn't mean, I believe, that the design can't change. However, it may not change too much.
So my recommendation is, I don't wanna see those slivers that will render that particular square footage unusable. Because if it's like 353, we can't do anything with 353,
Correct. I believe this was drawn to me.
Yeah, Mr. Cruz,
This is
Mr.
the
Cruz,
buffer.
if you don't mind, because of the time variable that we have left and the other appointments that we're needing to get to, I highly recommend you please involve Commissioner Respicio to make sure that her concerns are addressed and that we're behind the 8 ball, if you don't mind, please. Please make sure she's involved.
Definitely we will.
Is there a motion on the floor?
No.
Oh.
So the motion you're looking for is to approve for the CLTC to move forward with putting an RFI? RFP out for a design, construct, finance, build, and market.
Turnkey design build.
Turnkey.
So is that in a form of a motion, Commissioner?
I'll make the motion to approve for the RFP to build a turnkey design, construct, finance, market, build and market for tract 10123 Gigo. Are we missing anything?
I second the motion.
Motion has been placed on the floor and second. Do we have any discussion on the matter? If there are no more discussion on the matter, we go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Chair, the next item under old business C, publication and recruitment of administrative director. I asked that we table that. We're still trying to obtain certain information, like the cost of a $500,000 performance bond. In the CLTC Act, the administrative director is required to obtain a $500,000 performance bond. We're still in the process of trying to get the quotations of the cost of that bond. I believe that's the only director, or the only director that requires a bond like that.
And that would be their personal expense?
Yes.
I make a motion to table old business item C.
I second.
Any further discussion on the motion? There being none, we go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Thank you, my commissioners.
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good here. I think, I get a feeling we're gonna be adjourning the earliest than ever.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners.
That's attributed to the motion that you guys are doing.
Yes.
Mr. Chair and Commissioners, the next item, item D. Item D and E are related, really go hand in hand. Well, what we're doing here today is that, and in the packet, there's a copy of the AG's opinion regarding switch and transfer of application date and time. And it speaks to when the law is silent on these types of actions, it's not allowable. And item E for the switch of application type. So what we're encountering and what you guys have probably already experienced is that we're bringing constituents to the board to request for the reversion, whether it's to revert back to the original applicant or to revert back to the original application. We conservatively estimate that there's about 300 applications that may have switch and transferred application date and times amongst applicants. And
That's already been done. It's already been completed. They've already done the switch.
yes,
Okay.
and still in the
300
application stage.
Okay.
And there's probably way more switch of application types that are still in the application stage that has been completed. And as we go through the processing of applications, the commencement of a lease award, that's one of the issues that we're gonna have to bring to the board to revert back one at a time. We're seeking the board to make one decision that if any of these applications fall under these two categories, that CLTC, we can already automatically revert it back. There is nothing in the law that would allow the board to consider a switch and transfer of application date and time amongst applicants, and there is nothing in the law that could authorize the board to grant the switch of an application type. But however, these actions do exist and they're still pending, they haven't been addressed, and for the sake of efficiency in our process, and considering the time that we spend in board meetings, we request this decision so that when we do start the process, we don't need to bring them back to the board. We can issue them a letter, this action is not authorized, the board has already decided that this will be reverted, then we can continue on with the process. So that's what we're seeking today.
So AD Cruz, are you asking us to correct a wrong that has been committed in the past?
Correct.
Okay. I wanna make that clear, that these, types of switch and transfer, switch of application type were done, outside the realm of responsibility and without, outside of the realm of the law, that, we were legally, that we did it not within the law.
Correct.
Okay.
And again, we've attached the AG's opinion to substantiate our request. If the law is silent, doesn't mean do it, but
Right.
based on the opinion, the law is silent, don't do it. But it was done.
So this is a blanket reverse all of those.
For D and E, correct?
Okay.
It would make our processing time a lot more efficient and effective. If the board's more comfortable, I can give an example, like previously Ms. Quintanilla, who was brought to the board, she was a transfer of application rights by a living applicant. Because the law doesn't allow for that, it had to be reverted back to the original applicant. A decision in the past board, just the previous board meeting, that was made. And even in prior board meetings, there was a reversion of, I don't remember specifically the constituent, but I remember the action that the current applicant, there was a reversion to the original because there was a switch and transfer. So those actions have already taken place, but again, for the sake of an efficient process and to reduce the amount of time that we spend on these type of actions and to make our process more efficient and effective,
Yeah.
this one.
Just do the
decision-
blanket.
Yes.
So, can you, I guess, put in layman's terms what it is you want? I mean, just,
Okay, I guess for item D and E, what we're seeking is a blanket decision for the automatic reversion of any applications still in the application stage that have switch and transfer application date and time amongst applicants, and switch application types to be reverted back
to their original.
original applicant and the original application type.
So everything will be reverted back to its original form.
Correct, and just like as stated in the AG's opinion.
So would it work if I was to make a motion to approve the switch, or to approve the reversion of the changes that were made for leases that are, I guess, affected by the items D and E,
Applications, not leases.
or applications?
That's correct.
I think it would be much more comforting if you specifically stated what the actions in D and E are.
Okay, so just say a reversion of the switch or transfer of application date and time, and the switch of application type,
For applications that are being processed.
for applications that are being processed. Okay.
So that's your motion.
That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Motion has been placed on the floor and second. Do we have any further discussion on the matter? If not, we go for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Thank you, my commissioners. This is monumental, I'm telling you.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, the next item, item F, we're asking to remove that item because we were able to discuss and figure out a way forward for the GPA installation of power. We ask that we remove that item. There's no need for discussions on that item. And we move to item G, lot 10171 South Okuru Dedito, GPA systems improvements.
Do we have to make a motion to remove it?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I make a motion to remove old business item F from the agenda.
I second.
I second motion.
The motion has been made and second. Do we have any further discussion on the motion? If not, we're going for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Says there's no opposition to the motion passes. Thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners.
This
the
is
next-
historic.
The next item, item G, lot 101-71 South Ukuru Denido, GPA system improvements. The board previously approved GPA's request for a 20 or 30-foot easement. The design has been completed. Attached is the work that was completed by GPA. What
Hold
we're
on,
at-
let's get to that. Do we have the visual?
Was this the one that we approved,
South Ukuru for the illegal tapping?
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. This is the one where they came in and presented, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So what it is today, we're asking the board to consider the completed design along with the documents.
Okay.
The grant of right-of-way documents for the erection and maintenance of power lines, poles, wires, cables, and underground conduits. Again, this just references what was approved already. The South Ukuru, 101.
So what exactly, Mr. Director, are you yielding for us, the board? What are you asking from us?
Approve the grant of right-of-way design that's attached as the exhibits for each specific lot, and approve the acting chairman to sign the document on behalf of the board.
I so move.
This is the joking, wider.
Okay, so the only thing I
Correct.
don't see is, I don't see the, usually success 40 feet.
I'll go ahead and make that motion, Mr. Chairman. And
Commissioner
to
Espicio.
accept the design and to also have the acting executive to sign on behalf of the commission. I would think that the chairman will also countersign, yes or no?
The chairman's, his signature will suffice.
Okay, so the chairman, so be it. That's my motion.
I second the motion.
So this is what it speaks to. Remember they were requesting 10, but you granted 20, I gave up to 20. So this is the realignment.
So are we in discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, I know that when this was brought before the board, I specifically stated that I wanted to make sure that the easement falls in line, the right-of-way easement in terms of the,
Boundary.
yeah, the boundary and how wide it's going to be. Because we've already seen easements that are less than 20 feet, you know what I mean? We have to be able to widen it so that we're not back at the table saying, oh, it needs to be 40 feet. Because I'm aware that, but I don't see it on here. I
So
don't
here,
s-
this is only a power utility easement, not an actual right-of-way. It's strictly just for the power.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
don't we want to, I thought that's what we wanted to do, is since we're doing it for the power, we might as well make it a right of way.
It wouldn't meet the lot density size,
Oh, okay, if we took it out from the other lots.
or even shrank the
If we
square
shrank it
area,
too
so
much,
it was
yeah.
just
Yeah.
for this.
Okay, so then,
That's correct.
what is the access to the other lots? Because that's what I was trying, yeah, those lots on the left, what is the access? I
This
wanted
is
to
the-
make sure that we don't put ourselves in a position where,
So this
There's
is
no
the
access.
pipeline.
Okay.
This is how they come in. This is the access.
with their trucks and everything, okay.
And then the reason why they were requesting 10, but you granted 20 was so that their trucks can access.
Right.
In the event there needs to be
Right.
maintenance or.
Yeah, no, but so what about
Correct.
for the lots, like I mean, how are they gonna access? I don't see an access,
These,
yeah.
this is the road, the
Oh, okay.
existing,
That's their,
this is the existing, this is the pipeline.
Okay,
This
so
is,
that's the access, the top,
Sports complex.
so the top portion is what we're, okay, because I was looking at the L. We're not talking about the L, we're talking about
Here,
that portion. Okay, let me just, so that's 20 feet?
I believe so.
Because usually when you present a map, even on the easement, they always like
Show
say,
40
yeah,
foot wide or 10 feet
yeah,
wide.
I don't see
On,
that.
I'm sorry, normally in easements, on right of way, for power is 10 foot wide, for public access in the utility easement, the lowest you can go to is 30 feet wide.
The lowest or the highest?
The lowest, the highest you can go up to 55.
Okay, so is it 30 or is it 10?
I believe it's 20, what you approved,
Because he
what
just
we
said
asked
the
for was
lowest
20.
is, he just said the lowest is 30.
For utility easement only, it's 10, you can grant 10 feet right of way.
Okay, and then?
And for public access.
For access
at
right
utility
away, for a
easement,
road,
30.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's minimum 30,
30.
okay. So what is this? I don't see, so I want to approve it, I just need to know what is the,
I believe it's
What is-
20 because the board approved 20 the last
okay.
meeting. But
So
we
the
can
map
confirm.
is incomplete, yeah, I want to make sure that that's, because if this is going to be filed at DLM, it needs to state that. So that's the only thing I would like to add. I think there's a motion, right?
Would you
Yeah,
like
there
to
is
make
one.
an amendment to that, Commissioner Restation?
So I'll just make an amendment to the
Decision
motion.
of 20?
Yeah,
to
just,
30?
just so that, it specifies on the map the size or, you know, the width of the easement, because I don't see it.
Okay. And you will not accept no,
Less than 20,
no more, no less than 20?
yeah, well, not no more, I don't know.
Because really they only need 10 like Glenn mentioned, but the board already approved 20?
Yeah, so no less than 20.
No less than 20.
So
Okay.
I need
So-
to see
so
it
we're-
here.
So we're back to where we were, it's okay.
So motion has been made, discussions are being reviewed. Do we have any further discussions on this motion? If there are no further discussion, then, was there a second made?
I second it.
Since there's been a motion and a second, we go in for a vote without any further discussions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. There's no opposition to the motion carries. Thank you, Commissioners.
Oh, that's fast.
Mr. Director, is there any other items on old business, or are we looking at,
We do have an
doing
individual
record time
present.
here?
Public comments?
Are you here for public comment, sir?
Yeah. I believe you need to make sure that you guys, that when we're doing public comment, if there's an opportunity, we need to do that now, if it's possible.
Sir, your name?
Yes.
Sir, you can sign in and state your name.
I don't know when it said, those are very hard.
Can I get a statement?
No, Bill, you're just getting old.
Can I get a-
Mr. Governor, sir,
Can I get a
may
statement?
I have a copy of your statement for the day? In the morning, right in the beginning, you made a statement, and I thought it
My
was quite
comment.
impressive, yes,
Yeah,
and I would appreciate a copy of it.
okay, we can have a copy made.
And just only for the purpose of it, my name is Thomas Perslett. I'm a private, I'm an individual, I'm not a government agency or anything like it. Actually, I'm in a way related to your operation here with CLTC, because I'm leasing public land from Gila. And the Gila land will turn in 2061 to CLTC, because that Gila land was given to by, what was it, in-between government before the local government became effective. They got a contract, and so. Oh, you want my name on it, right? Sorry about that. I'd like to talk. To your presentation today, which I was actually impressed with. We are coming in here with public comments after your basic presentation to the public. I wish your husband, Mr. Vespicio, he would institute that too, instead of having public comments up front. And I will mention that tomorrow at the board meeting. With regards to the ITC building, CLTC, and so ITC area and the CLTC, I leased the land which I subleased to Triple J, and they have a tire operation over there, which is called Commercial Tire Center. Yeah. While I got into the lease in 1984, I took it over from Robertson and some other people there, and because I was leasing their property at that time, and they felt, since I leased most of their warehouse space, go ahead with buy me out. So, and for years I was working on tires and petroleum products. So, and I made darn sure that everything is nice and clean. And I also had an EPA evaluation, the environmental evaluation being done on the property while I was with the petroleum products. What my problem is, naturally, my lease will expire in 2061, which I will not personally see. But then, on the other hand, I'm concerned about it because other other companies are there. FHP is there. Then there's like the carpet store. Those people are. And what will happen? What might be your intention? And somebody brought up today, and I think it was you, since I couldn't see your name, Mr. Cruz, with regards to properties which will be coming to you. ITC area will be one of your properties coming to you. You need to start thinking about that too already, by looking at what happens to the tenants. They have built things. I mean, sure, I can ask, get since they're butler buildings, demount them and sell them to somebody else. That's ridiculous. Established businesses. So, looking in the future, and I know it's difficult for government agencies to look in the future, because everything is political here, unfortunately. And so we got to look at, but here we got to look at something. What can we do about it? Start thinking about it. Then somebody made a comment today about solar panels, and there's one company having solar panels in it, and then you were talking about, in case of typhoon, solar panels fly to the neighbors and all that kind of thing. So flying objects from billboards and all that kind of thing. Either what they do is I have to have a liability along with that stuff. That's a $1 million liability to hold either harmless. And I think that's basically what you need to do in your own leases as well. And that would resolve the problem. And make sure the there's insurance involved. And then I saw another one with the property which talking about trash and what was it? Like cars and all that kind of stuff. And then
Special Olympics?
Yeah, Olympics, with the Olympics there. And basically, what could be done or should be done, go to HEPA. There's the famous, Ms. Vespicio will know that, possibly, because her husband was, as a senator, was the instigator or the bill, the law provider, so to speak. And the law, what I'm referring to is the RRF, the revolving recycling fund. And that is supposed to be for that kind of purpose. Right? So ask them to go in there and then take care of the problem. That will take care of your situation as well. But generally, I have another question, basically. What concerns your permission? What is truly the intent? I read the intent, what you're supposed to be doing with regards to the CHamoru. I believe supposedly you're supposed to establish a livelihood for people who have lost the land, whether it was by taking away or they gambled away or whatever. I mean, CHamoru is being without land, so to speak. And I don't think so. A lease, a 99-year lease, is not the kind of a thing to establish something for people, to settle them, to make them responsible. A piece of property will make it responsible so that they can own it at one time in their future. And that is something that needs to be looked upon. But you can't give them pieces of property if there's no utilities, if they can't go to a bank and borrow on it. No? And to do that, you have large tracts which shouldn't be utilized for commercial. And that money gathered out of that should be utilized for the property, for the individuals, for their house lot, so to speak, so that they can go to the bank and get something done. You control it, let's say for, I give it 25 years, you control it and say, hey, you follow the rules, and if you don't follow the rules, then we'll take it back, and we give it to somebody else. And that is an education of people, not giving. People need to learn how to do something on their own and work for it and be responsible for it. So that, I mean, I'm here since 1972. I'm now 53 years on the island. I love it. In the 1970s, Guam was great. There was no hunger. There was no homelessness. I think there was a much better view of things with unity than today. I want to leave it all up to you. Give it some thought, because I think you have the right ideas, and particularly when I saw Chair Garrido's statement. Comment, whatever you want to call it, yeah. I thought that was really great. And yours too is coming out thinking forward. That's really what needs to be done. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for coming. We really appreciate your comments.
Yeah.
And of course, we look forward to you participating maybe in writing to us. We'll give you our email address, and you can give us some additional information that you can give advice to us. We really appreciate you coming. Thank you so much.
Because I feel that it's really very important for us to look at it all. I mean, unfortunately, I can't vote because I'm not American. But it is, regardless, I enjoy Guam. It is just something really fantastic. And then I'm not very rich or anything. It's just basically I'm concerned about the people. And so I want to see that we are all thinking in the terms of thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you again. We want to thank you. Our time is at the end of the meeting now, but we want to endorse that you are our brother. You don't have to be a blood CHamoru to be our brother. We have adopted you.
Thank you, brother.
Kindness, that's your kindness. Thank you so much. Mr. Chairman, at this time, I would like to make a motion for adjournment.
There's a motion to adjourn. Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
We have a motion to adjourn and a second.
Come back to the next meeting date via email.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
Have a good
We
day.
have to call the time.
Time is 3:15. We will adjourn.
What was that?
Thank you.
3 what?
15. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your expeditious
2
cooperation.
hours and